Happy holidays from the GTP. My name is Scott, where we talk all things manga. I'm excited to share with you this ultimate manga buyer's shopping guide to give you some ideas of some manga to get for your loved ones and maybe yourself this holiday season. So throughout this video, I'm going to share some different titles, maybe for that sports lover in your life, maybe for that hopeless romantic, maybe a person that just likes some high school antics, and maybe some manga where you're just hoping this might be the book to finally get them to check out the manga. As well as some anime adaptations, which the anime's done so well, I think that might have them jump over and check out the manga, and some ones I recommend even for those younger people in your life that may not be old enough for some of those older titles. So with that said, there's going to be a diversity of many different titles that I hope you'll be excited about, as well as I'm purposely choosing manga that does not have a ton of volumes. Now, I would love to say if you're going to get anybody anything, the best manga of all would be One Piece. Yes, if you want to get someone a box set, that is making a statement. If you want to one-up everybody else when it comes to gift giving, when they're like, holy cow, you got them One Piece? Yes, you did. But it's not going to be that kind of shopping guide. I'm actually going to give you more title ideas that are a lot more affordable than just recommending telling you to go get a box set. Now, if you want to get them box set, hey, more power to you, that's great. So let's go ahead and get started. And after this video, in the comments below, I'd love for you to share what are some other titles that people should be considering to picking out for themselves, or maybe a gift for a loved one this holiday season, as this is just a small slice of so many vast and wonderful titles that are out there, and I'm sure there's many others that should and deserve to be covered. And the first manga I'm actually recommending is Arya, the Masterpiece Edition. Now, this was actually out of print, and I was surprised to see that Crunchyroll did a second printing of this. This is a masterpiece. It's just a very relaxing, cozy, slice of life manga. For many people, it's their #1 slice of life manga of all time. Now, the reason why I'm sharing that this would be a recommendation is not only is it just a phenomenal story, but if you have that collector in your life, maybe they don't know it was reprinted, this is just such an amazing tale. My daughter that's 12 years old, she has probably read Arya more than any other manga in my collection. It is one of her absolute favorites, and because it was out of print, I actually didn't have her read it as much because I was like, honey, we gotta take good care of this. But because of the reprint, I said, go right ahead, feel free to go ahead and read it some more, and she grabbed it right away and within a couple days finished the entire series. So there are 7 volumes in this, I believe, of this masterpiece, but I think this is just such a great title that anyone under the Christmas tree would just be grateful and blown away and just enjoy. Now, the next one I'm going to share with you wasn't on my original list, but this just came out. It's not on regular manga sites as they don't really count it since it was made by an author in America, but that is Unordinary. Now, this is a very popular webtoon comic. The first one just released, I want to say a week ago from this recording, but I picked it up at Target and I just was very blown away just how good it was. I just immediately, I could not put it down, and as soon as I finished this title, I immediately wanted to pull up webtoons and continue reading the series, since the next volume's not coming out till June next year. So if you want to get something I think that's a little under the radar that they may not know about but is really good, I recommend checking out this Unordinary. This is just such a very interesting story dealing with these high school antics. The main character doesn't have any powers, and you see him as he's going through life in the school dealing with other people who have these amazing abilities, and how does he survive through that. It has some good twists and turns in it. I just could not put this down, so that's why I had to make my list, and I recommend checking out for yourself or for a loved one. And yes, it's that good. Now, the next manga I want to recommend is for that sports lover in your life, or you could be like me that wasn't a big fan of the sport, but the manga is just so good I just could not put it down. It's one of my favorite ongoing series, and that is Blue Lock. This series starts off with sort of like a battle royale where all these different competitors are trying to compete to make the team for soccer. And as they go on and on, more people are eliminated. So it feels like a battle to the death, except for they're not dying. They're just being kicked off the team. But it is just such an intriguing, good story. Tons of great art panels. And if it wasn't for the cursing, I would recommend this to almost any age. So because of that, if that doesn't bother you, then more power to you. But man, this is just such a fun series. highly recommend for those who love sports. Now, the next title I want to recommend currently is airing an anime adaptation, and it's just doing so well. I watched the first 4 episodes with my daughters. I ended up getting in tears, but it's just so phenomenal, and that is Fring Beyond Journey's End. Now, I think for some people that they may love the anime, and this is probably a great time to get them into the manga. This is just one of my favorite ongoing series. It's probably might be hovering in my top 10 of all time, but you're following this elf who, it's 50 years later since her and her team just saved the world. So they saved the world, it's 50 years later, and because she's an elf, she doesn't age, and now she's going beyond the journey where her friends that she went on this journey with are now have died, their old age, they're passing away, and some people they've forgotten about what they did. The world has changed so much. So it's just such a heartwarming story. There's some good action and adventure scenes, some good fantasy in it, and it is just so heartwarming. There's not too many stories out there like it right now. So if you know someone who's really enjoying the anime of this and they're not reading manga, I would highly recommend getting this. I think they're going to love this just as much. Next manga I'm going to recommend, it's actually a shoujo series. I mean, it's more geared towards girls, but I have enjoyed it so much myself. It's this detective series, and it is Don't Call It Mystery. This is such a good series. It is a bit wordy, but you're following this young college student, and he gets wrapped into this case where he might be a suspect, and you see him as he just starts solving that case, and then more cases come and see how his brain works. Almost like a modern Sherlock Holmes. It is so intriguing. You hang on every word, and the book helps you feel smart. You don't feel dumb as you're trying to solve the mystery with him, trying to figure out what is going on based on the clues, and it walks you through the whole thing. And it's nice that there's these 2-in-1 volumes by 7 Seas. This has just been so good. The 3rd volume of the 2-in-1 comes out, I believe, this December, and has a picture of Christmas on it. So if you got them the first 3 volumes with a Christmas tree on it, perfect for this holiday season. It's one I highly recommend getting for anyone. Now, next one I'm going to recommend is for those who are just looking for a little bit of comedy, and that is Spyx Family. I believe the 2nd season, I think, of the anime is airing right now. So if you know someone who likes the anime, again, great to go back to the manga, which is the anime is based off of, and the manga is just so good. The panels are so funny. I just have thoroughly enjoyed and loved the story. Many laugh out loud moments. So I think it's a terrific title for anyone that could easily, once they read it, they'll start laughing, they'll enjoy it. And again, if they like the anime, I believe they're going to love this even better, as it is a little further the manga right now. I don't know by the end of the season 2 of the anime, but this is another one that has just been so good, so funny, as you're following this guy who's a spy. He has this adopted daughter who can read minds. He doesn't know that. And he has this fake kind of wife situation, and she's an assassin. He doesn't know that she's an assassin. She doesn't know that he's a spy. They don't know that their daughter can read minds. It is just very funny, very entertaining. Highly recommend. Now, the next series I'm going to recommend for the shopping for holidays is this. Maybe is for that younger person in your life, that niece or nephew, maybe a younger brother or sister, or someone that you're just hoping will just get that bug in for manga, and that is Pokemon Adventures. Now, this is the box set. I've seen on Amazon. You can get it easily for below 50, which I think is a great deal. My kids have read the series over and over again. I love it when they first discovered Pokemon. They didn't realize how popular it was, and they went to their school. They're like, "Dad, did you know everyone is talking about Pokemon? Other people know about it." I'm like, "Yeah, it was popular when I was a kid." They were like, "No way." So I got them the manga, and I actually, in some ways, it's better. I would say it's better than the anime. It's a completely different story. It's fascinating, but my kids have just ate this up. They've read it over and over again. So I highly recommend, if you're looking something for a little bit of a younger audience, and if they love Pokemon, this is just a win-win. Now, I don't have this, but I'll give you a little bonus right now. Another one I recommend for a younger audience is Yotsuba. That is another one. There's 15 volumes in that, but just get the first couple of volumes. It's more episodic, so you don't have to necessarily go in order, but you're following this view through a 5-year-old girl, and you're just seeing things through her lens, and it's just so funny. So those are ones I recommend if you're looking for more of a younger person in your life. Now I need to share with you another slice of life series that I have fallen in love with, and now I've talked about this so much on my channel that I hope you've read it if you've not already, but that is Skip and Loafer. This is such a phenomenal slice of life series, having these high school antics, and it's made me just be a better person. There's something about a manga that gives you such different unique characters, their viewpoints, their lens through life, and how they're just trying to find their way as they're trying to grow up and mature. It's just such a fun, cozy series. It always brings a smile, just melts my heart a little bit when I read this series. And man, with only, I think there's 8 volumes out now. If you have not checked it out already, I highly recommend anyone you get this to. I think they're thoroughly going to enjoy. Now, like I said earlier, I do believe that anime can bridge the gap to manga, and one of my favorite manga of all times, which the anime is currently out on Netflix and is doing very, very well, I hope to do a review on it in the near future, is Pluto. This is such a phenomenal story. There's only 8 volumes total in the series, and I think this is another one where if they're liking the anime, give them the original source material. And if they read this, it may get them to now want to check out the anime. But such a phenomenal storytelling as you're following just this idea of robots and humans now coexisting together, and what does that look like? And in this story, you're following this murder mystery as some of the smartest robots out there are slowly being killed, and you're trying to discover the truth to see what is happening. It is just, for 8 volumes, feeling complete. It is phenomenal, an amazing story. So if you know someone who just wants a good story, if they like a bit of a sci-fi aspect, I mean, this is way better than, let's say, if they liked iRobot in the movie. What they have done in the storytelling here just blew my mind away. Ursara is one of his best works, and I just highly recommend, again, because I think anime can get people into the manga, and hopefully manga get people into anime. I think this is one, since it just came out, it has a lot of buzz. I think this is something that they would really appreciate under the tree. Now, this next one is for that battle royale friend in your life. The friend that you know that's going to the movie theaters right now to see the new Hunger Games movie. This is for them, or someone you know that likes Squid Games. I highly recommend Alice in Borderland. Now, there is a Netflix live action, which is phenomenal, that's based off of this manga, and I actually watched the live action for Sexy Night. Have enjoyed that just as much as continuing to read this. There's going to be 9 volumes total. The first 7 are currently out, but man, this is for an older audience, but this is so good. As you're following this mystery, you're trying to follow this main character, trying to see how he's going to survive, and trying to understand what is this world that's in, how did they get there, and how are they going to make it out alive. So good and fascinating. So if you're looking for a more mature friend that likes that Hunger Games, Squid Game type of thing, this is one I'd recommend getting for them. Next I'm going to share with you is a one-shot manga, meaning there are no other volumes to be found or needed for this story, and that's from the creator of Chainsaw Man, Goodbye Arya. Now, if they read it digitally, my guess they would appreciate owning this physically, but this one shot just left such an impression on me and really made me think deeply in it. I almost feel wrong if I shared with you what it's about, because I just don't want to spoil anything, but you're following this main character as he's making a movie, and he's making a movie with this girl. Now, they watch a ton of films together, and you're just following them through that journey of watching films, learning how to be a film creator, and I'm just going to leave it at that because it was so moving, so interesting that I could not get enough. It's one of the better one-shots I have read in a long time that came out, and it came out earlier this year. So with that said, highly recommend for that other person in your life. And if they like Chainsaw Man, if you know what Chainsaw Man is, that gives you a bit of an idea, but this is meant for older teens. So that's my ultimate holiday manga gift guide. I'll leave links below in the description so it's easier for you to find these manga titles. And if you'd like to see more content like this and you've not done so already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That helps others know about this community that we have built together. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll see you on the next one.